Welcome, everybody. Welcome, lovelies. It's like I'm your girl, Simone RC. Thank you so much for all those well wishes and asking, where are you? It's like I'm here and I'm back. So we're bringing in a new program, which is Hanging with Simone RC. I'm wanting to interview women from all backgrounds to show that we support one another with our endeavors in our businesses and our work-life balance. And so we're giving one another assistance with our relationships, handling motherhood, aging parents, and being our CEOs of the businesses that we run in today's climate, dealing with COVID-19. And I have a ultimate special guest. I was like, could you introduce yourself and tell us about your business?
Yes, thank you, Simone. I'm happy to be here. My name is Sarah Abate Rez, and I am the communications and branding director at Ambiance Design Group. And a new part of our business is actually the personal branding side. So my personal brand is a new venture. Actually, Simone was a great catalyst for that. And it's definitely something that's up and coming as, especially with COVID, the online world is taking storm, and people want to know who is behind the brand, who is behind the business. And I'm a people lover, and I love to get to know people and really now in this online space, helping them develop their online persona, their personal brand, which will allow them to offer their products and services to the world. And so this is a new venture for me, and I'm very excited about it. And this is a little bit background about me.
That, you know what, when we had the opportunity in 2019 to go and do the brand assessment, at that time I was kind of going downward. Everything's a roller coaster with me, so yeah, that's a good thing. But it was I really did. I was kind of floundering, and I didn't know where my identity was. I mean, I'm just needed some kind of tweaking. And one of the things that I found out through the assessment and talking to you was that I had this really bad thought of anything that was starting with the letters R-E. It was the revamp, the retool, the revise. It was like, it was negative, like I had failed. And it was like, oh no, you don't have to do that. And I would say, oh no, it's the evolution. And if I needed to stop, fail, and start back over, then that's a good thing. But it took until 2021 to actually say, okay, I'm okay with it. So what do you tell, future, clients, like myself, that have that roller coaster world going on, that's trying to just figure out what the heck we can do, especially us women?
Yeah. Well, I love what you said, evolution. And I actually ask and tell my clients, I say, is your brand ready for an evolution? And the thing is, everyone has a personal brand, whether you realize it or not. Type your name in Google, see what comes up, see if you like it. But I say, it's like, let's evolve your brand. You have a brand out there. It's who you are, how you represent yourself, in business and otherwise in life. And it's, yes, sometimes that word like refresh or redo feels like it can be somewhat of a failure, but it's not. It's really, as we evolve as human beings, as individuals, our brand will evolve. The way we carry ourselves, the way we represent ourselves will evolve. So I love the way you put that. And also, you mentioned the roller coaster ride. And I think as women, we all are on a roller coaster ride because whether we like it or not, we are ruled by hormones. We have a lot to balance in life, and some days are going to be great and others will be more challenging. So I think it is natural that we have our highs and lows, and we ride that roller coaster, and there's a lot of great highs and then there's some lows, but I always say keep on going, because that next day, get through that day. The next day will be better after sometimes a good sleep. The perspective changes, and yeah, so keep going. That loop, the roller coaster loop that sometimes life throws you, like it will
Yeah.
get
Just throw your
better.
arms up and go, wee.
That's it. It's like, all right, we're gonna make it through this,
Yeah.
and there'll be something new coming. So it does take time, and evolving a brand, evolving who you are and what you want to share with the world. It's a scary thing, you know. It's putting yourself out there. It's being authentic. It's being vulnerable, and you've been doing that for many years. You have a lot of experience, and you know, as things change and life changes, sometimes we do have to kind of step back and take a break. And it's never too late. I say, do it slowly. Do it in a way that is, you know, comfortable, you know, in a sense of how fast you want to go. But of course, there's going to be discomfort. It's sharing of yourself. It's putting yourself out there. We care about what others think, despite knowing that we maybe shouldn't so much.
Yeah.
So, you know, with my clients, I tell them we'll go through a process. We will explore what it is that you really want to share until it captures the essence of you, and you feel really good about that, and you feel really proud to have someone, you know, go to your website or check out your social media or anything that you're really putting out there, and to feel proud of that. So it's all about creating, crafting that sort of image, that look and feel, so you can, yeah, really feel confident about how you're showing up.
So is there a like a time limit or something? I mean, because most people they're always trying to put themselves in this category that of, hey, I got to do this and I have to finish this and I have to do this. I mean, for branding and building your brand, is there's like some magic pill or some magic timeline for it?
So okay, so there's, I guess, different parts of the brand. From my perspective, I focus on the design of it, the look and feel. What is it that you're presenting more in the online space? So with that, that can be established, you know, within, let's say, a few weeks to a few months,
Okay.
depending on how extensive you would like to go with your brand. Sometimes one or two social channels that they're focusing on, and a website. So there's a few things that we want to get out there so that they feel ready to present themselves.
Okay.
And other times there might be others who have a more extensive, let's say, media outlet, different channels that they're really representing themselves on. So
Okay.
that may take a little bit more work,
Right.
but it's always evolving, and you can add on to it. So, you know, and then the other side, of course, of the brand is, you know, getting out there. You know, I know right now we can't really get out to too many in-person
Right.
events, but it's
Right.
also showing up in, you know, Zoom calls
Sure.
and other opportunities like this.
That
And
makes sense.
how you're, yeah, how you're speaking, how you're carrying your message and yourself. So yeah, it doesn't
Okay.
have to take too long. It can be, the image part can come together fairly quickly, but then the brand will always be building. It's every piece you put
Okay.
out there, it's every communication piece, so it's always ongoing.
Okay. Now, is there a magic bullet for social media? And it's because it's been changing and shifting so much to where, especially when COVID-19 hit, Snapchat and TikTok went berserk. And it's like, you know, I mean, what about those that, you know, we've got kids that are, you know, in the, you know, going toward high school, or that, you know, individuals that are taking care of aging parents, you know, what if we're not savvy in that? You know, or try, you know, is there something that can, you know, kind of, you know, benefit for that one versus using this one? Is there the best? Which one? I mean, there's so much, and I just feel like, you know, floundering, you
Yeah,
know?
I know there's a lot to pick from, and you can be on all the social channels, but you don't need to be. It's
Okay.
all about who is it that you're looking to reach.
Ah,
There's different age demographics for the different social channels. You know, I'm sure TikTok and Instagram are skewing more younger. Facebook is a little bit older.
yeah.
LinkedIn is more for business.
Okay.
And you don't need to be on all of them. I would say choose the one or two that you really feel like your audience is there and that you also enjoy using and that you'll be more consistent with, because that's what it is. Continuing to show up and share your message
Mm.
And you definitely don't have to be on all the channels because you're right, it is overwhelming. There's, of course, a lot of automated tools that can help you with that, spreading the message on one social channel and then, of course, having it as well shared on others. So
Okay.
there's tools for that. But yeah, I would say stick to like one or two that your audience is and that you will enjoy using and that you'll actually be consistent on.
Okay. Now, one of the things that I've was just like, it seems like, okay, how am I going to do all of this with, with the, coming up for International Women's Day and, trying to make sure that the house and home are working well, in addition to, taking some time for me, which is, difficult. How do you balance that with your brand? I mean, and being able to still do like those things where like for like charities and different organizations that you're wanting to support and integrate that into your brand.
Yeah, that's a great question. Balance is something that feels fleeting these days,
Yeah.
especially for moms and women in general. Women take on a lot. We wear a lot of different hats. Yes, it's great. We have the choice to choose what we want to do and take more opportunities in this day and age. However, we often do spread ourselves thin. And so my advice for that would be to focus in on the few areas that you really do want to make an impact. Of course, your family life, your home life, and taking care of yourself are of utmost importance so that you can carry on and do the other things that you'd like to do, such as growing a business, spreading your message. So, and, including as well volunteering for charities, getting involved in the community. Well, we can't do everything. So, it's like, it's hard to accept. I know for myself too, I love to do a lot of things. And sometimes it's discouraging to know that I'm limited in my time and energy. So I've had to really simplify
Okay.
and choose the few things and also be okay with that. There's that sort of guilt piece
Yeah.
sometimes where it's like, you could do more, you could potential, but again, we're limited in our energy and in our time. So
Yeah.
I've had to really focus in on a few things that I would like to do. And I say we're going to build it sustainably, meaning that instead of, you know, going, sometimes you go really strong and you go for a long time and it can lead, to tiredness and sometimes burnout. But if we can realize that it's something that we want to sustain for the future, then we have to build it more sustainably. So it might be a slower growth than you'd like. And I've had to also accept that, I'm building out my brand as well. And I'd love to do more and do it quicker, but it's like I've had to come to terms with it's going to happen. I'm doing something that will sustain me for the future. And if I build it this way, then it can go for a long time and I can love it for a long time
Okay.
and build and evolve with it. So it's patience, I think, for women.
Patience
Hard
is not
to
my
have.
virtue. I'm
Oh,
working
it's
on
just
it.
a thing you have to cultivate. It's tough.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, and that was one of the things where I was kind of sharing with my daughter, because she was saying, "Well, what is International Women's Day? What does that do? What is it?" And I was, I had a little bit of difficulty actually finding detail about it. And it said International Women's Day is March 8th, and it's an opportunity to reflect on the progress made toward achieving gender equality and celebrate the acts of courage and determination by individuals who have played an extraordinary role in advancing gender equality in their community. And I was really surprised that this has been around a long time. The first one was observed March 19th in 1911 in Austria, Denmark, Germany, and Switzerland.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my gosh, it took them a while to get over to North America. A while. So, but it was one of the things where I was saying that that today, International Women's Day is a day of unity, celebration, reflection, and advocacy and action that celebrated in countries around the world, that they really just need to acknowledge that Beyonce was right. Who runs the world? Girls. Because yeah, it's tough. So can you give me, like, details of how people can get a hold of you for your, branding, assessment and the experience that I got, that it really did, it assisted me into getting, it was kind of like a lifeline of, okay, I know what I can do, and to be able to assist other women to say, you know what, this is what I need, and this is what I need to achieve, and Sarah will be able to assist in that.
Yeah, so you can check me out at mypersonalbrand.ca. And if you want to reach me directly, it's Sarah, just SARA at mypersonalbrand.ca. And one of the first steps we take is the personal branding questionnaire. So that is really looking at your whole life and, what is it that you love to do as a child? What is it that what is the kind of why behind what it is that you'd like to do? Who is it that you want to communicate to and serve? And then what are your preferences in terms of your personal preferences, like your colors, your style? All of that sort of has to be encapsulated in your brand so that it does feel like you. And someone that's looking at it's like, oh yeah, that's Simone. That
Yeah.
feels like Simone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's sort of the first step. And I believe it brings my clients a lot of clarity. It helps them sort of put all the pieces of their life together. And then it's like you have a concise way of representing yourself. What is the message? What is the visual? And it's sort of like your brand platform that you stand on to represent yourself, and in all the different channels and all the different ways. And it's something you can, it will evolve and change it with time, but having gone through that assessment will give you so much clarity to sort of see, what is it that my next step should be, and what is it I want to communicate, and how do I want to show up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have the starting point is the brand breakthrough, and that's what kind of we started with, and that is really just helping to break through to the next level of your brand and evolve that brand.
It made it more
Off with
sleek
that
for me,
questionnaire.
almost. It was like, the look, and where the colors, and I mean, it gave much more clarity, and it wasn't like all over the place. It gave more purpose to
Yeah.
the things that I needed to make sure to put out there, and it conveyed my story and what I'm wanting to achieve a lot better, versus always having to explain it. You can
Yeah.
see it and you're like, yeah, that's me. Yeah. It was really eye-opening. It was big time. Yeah, a lot of psychology in there. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
true.
it was pretty cool. Well, yes, I will definitely, of all those folks that I know that are just like, look, everybody needs a tune-up.
Totally.
You don't drive around with four wheels without a spare. So just like get that branding tune-up. So yes. Well, thank
Yeah.
you, Sarah, so much. I really do appreciate this. This is that, that inaugural kick to the bottom for me, so that I can get back out there and help my lovelies, and make a little bit of piece of my world a little better for everybody. So
Well, thank you, Simone. It's been my pleasure. And yeah, I'm hoping more people will embrace what it is that they have to offer, and have the courage to get it out there and share it, because that's the thing. We all are unique. Yes, human beings are very much alike. They say we're 99% alike, but there's that rare combination that only you have. And that, for each individual, they also have that unique, rare combination. And we have to believe in ourselves and know that, we have something of value to offer to others. And if we make a difference in even one person's life, then it was worth it to share that message. So
that's
I'm happy
it.
that you're embracing that. That's
Yes,
wonderful.
I'm trying. Yes, I'm doing the attempt. So there's no try. What is it? Yoda says,
That's
do or
right.
do not. There is no try. I was like, yes,
Absolutely.
that is true. Thank you so much, Sarah. I really do
Sure.
appreciate it. Lovelies, just keep a lookout. I am going to get this going. There's more for the show about with Simone RC and our newest platform, Hanging with Simone RC. Appreciate it. Bye.